Yeah, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Cloud ERP live stream. Again, I got no coffee. Yeah, but this time it was another reason. Yeah, last time the coffee machine was not ready. This time I was not ready because when I put together the live stream, I found the title slide wasn't ready, so I had to fix the title slide, and this took me decisive minutes, so that I didn't have time to grab my coffee. So let's do a small exercise, but because what we are talking about how to manage our processes in times of uncertainty, yeah, in times of unexpected things happen. So let us try to model this grabbing of coffee, actually. So here we go. Yeah, new process. I'm in Signavio. I hope you can read this. Morning coffee. Yeah, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Morning coffee. So that's Frank. He's trying to get his morning coffee. Yeah, start. Entering the office on the end. Jumping over to the live stream. Okay, so what do we have? What? First, Frank, open the office door with key on mobile. No? Who is going to do this? This is doing Frank. So, because I have a special key here, it's all electronic and wonderful. So then, as you can see, the process model appears in the bottom. That's quick model from Signavio. Many people like this. So then, pull the coffee from the coffee machine. Move to the live stream office. And drink the coffee. So now we have 4 activities in a row, as we can see here, down. Wonderful. Maybe the end is not best description because do live stream. Maybe live stream. So, okay. So that's a wonderful process, isn't it? So now I've managed my process. No, I don't, because unexpected things happen. No, what do I do then? Yeah, if unexpected things happen, I cannot just have this, then I must do some alternatives. For that, I need to go to the graphical editor. Yeah. And first save my process model here. And go to the graphical editor. There we go. Because now it becomes complicated. Yeah? Then I have to maybe switch the direction of that a little bit here. This is very practical. If I like more vertical, okay, now. Nice, I like it. Now I open the door with a key on mobile. So far I didn't forget my key, which is good. Yeah, so that is not a problem. But if I one morning have a problem with a key, then I'm screwed. Okay, I'll not model this. I just model coffee machine is not ready. So what do I do then? Make it a little bit space here. Yeah, space. I need space. So. And then what do I do if the coffee machine is not ready? Then I have to move to the live stream immediately office. Yeah, coffee machine ready. Question mark. Yes. No. Okay. Now I've covered this special event. But what if my what if my what if my presentation is not ready? I have another problem. So then I might make another. Oh, that one. So what's going on here? And exclusive gateway, presentation ready. No? Then I have to do some extra work, yeah? So here I go. This one. Instead, I have to prepare intro slide for presentation. Also, I get no coffee. Yeah. But first, actually, I have to move to the live stream office, so that's even wrong. So what do I do here? It's now getting really complicated because I get another gateway. First move to the live stream, change the sequence. It's going to be chaotic. Yeah. And also, what if I pull the coffee from the coffee machine and in the meanwhile I understand that there is not enough time before I can start the live stream? Yeah. Then I need some catching intermediate event, which is a timer event. Yeah. Excuse me, a throwing intermediate event. So where are this here? Intermediate timer event. Here, if time runs out, yeah, I have to interrupt this. And so the point I'm trying to make is this. It fastly gets nasty if you model one of these or many of these unexpected events. This gets really nasty. Yeah. So that's a simple process. Just just trying to grab a coffee, but so many things can happen in the meanwhile. Yeah. So how do you prepare for all of these events? Actually, okay, maybe you can say rise earlier, prepare everything in advance, and then you'll get your coffee. Yeah. But yeah. So. What do we do if our processes break? Yeah, if our processes break because we have unexpected events, and we have a lot of unexpected events, I must say. Yeah, so we have just some weeks ago I made the live stream about tariffs from the US. Yeah, and this is not like over. Yeah, okay. Now they are doing deals and so on and so on. But how does this influence our supply chain? How does this influence our margins? How does this influence our business model even? Yeah. What if you have, for example, critical materials that just imagine about the raw materials. How about lithium and cobalt? Yeah, cobalt. Is I think 80% from Congo, I believe, and the rest from China, and the minimum rest from Russia. And cobalt is needed in all of EVs, electrical vehicles, and all that stuff, batteries and lithium. What about lithium? Yeah, what if geopolitical escalates? Yeah, with lithium. That's going to be fun. Yeah, just imagine. Yeah, and no, that will break. That will break our supply chains. So I'm not saying this will happen. It may happen. I hope not. Yeah. So, but at least the threat is there. Or think about Taiwan. Yeah, Taiwan is the source of all of our. Mainly all of our chips. Yeah, NVIDIA wouldn't exist without Taiwan because NVIDIA doesn't produce the chips; they come from Taiwan, Taiwan Semiconductor. Yeah, And so AI would be screwed if there would be some problem with Taiwan and so on and so on. So how do we react to these geopolitical supply chain shocks? Yeah, I mean, looking back, we have our share of shocks. Yeah, but looking forward, of course, we don't know which shocks really materialize. Yeah, we don't know. And that's why it is so difficult, yeah, to make a process, yeah, for that. Look, even here, this process only comes from experience, yeah. So could I have thought of all of these cases in advance? Maybe difficult, yeah, because I live the process. Then it becomes more like for unexpected cases. So how do we handle these unexpected cases in a changing world? That's the topic for today. And yeah, welcome for our live stream. I make this big, which is when reality becomes fluid, why transformation must be reimagined. Yeah? And what we discussed about was the classical mindset, was about just configuring ERP systems, which is like, I think maybe 80-90% of projects are still done this way, yeah. But in the meanwhile, there's more understanding. It is necessary, like this modern mindset guy, that it is necessary to think about the processes and to model these processes, and first to understand how the processes of the company fit to the processes of the ERP system and of the. And by the way, I must say, yeah. I'm talking only 80% when I'm only talking about SAP projects. Yeah. So consider all the other ERP systems. Consider, I don't know, Oracle, NetSuite, Microsoft, and blah, blah, blah. Are these doing process modeling? I don't think so. They don't even have a suite. So I must say SAP is far ahead of the competition. SAP is far ahead of the competition. So actually, I would say SAP obliterated the competition in the area of process intelligence, in my opinion. So, and then the others say, yeah, that's not necessary, blah, 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 and so weiter. Yeah. And yeah, we've discussed this. Yeah. It is necessary. It is necessary. Okay, you can also waste 500 million, as we said, yeah, by recognizing it without modeling, but it's easier to do it with modeling. And yeah, but now we understand, okay, but we still have a problem. Yeah, we still have this problem of how we can deal with unexpected events, because these unexpected events happen. And some might say, yeah, okay, this is the proof we don't model. Yeah, we don't process model because our unexpected events will deal without process models. Yeah, okay, good luck. It's even worse. It's even worse. Yeah, if you don't get your ERP system up and running without process models in a like affordable way, how do you deal with unexpected events? Yeah, if you don't have process models. So good luck with that. No, that's not the right way. So, but we need better methods. We need better ways of doing things, like in our postmodern guy here. And he is about understanding and adapting how to deal with change. So join us in our live stream with menti.com. You can ask questions at the end of the live stream. And yeah, you're welcome in that number here to join us. So it is 25642579. Use menti.com or use the Menti app. 25642579, or use the QR code. Okay, so our, as I said, classical guy, he was doing classical configuration. We discussed about that. I'll not go deep into that. The bottom line is, it is cryptic, it is difficult, it's hard to understand. Only experts can do this. That's not the right way to get things done. Yeah, our modern guy, last time we discussed about this. And yeah, we said, okay, there are phases of maturity in a company. in which we can say how mature is the company. So we discussed about the first phases: acknowledge operational inefficiencies, measure and monitor business activities, being process aware, yeah, so having some process models, or having intra-process automation and control. Yeah? So that is where the majority is. And the advanced stages is having inter-process automation and control, enterprise valuation control, and agile business structure, which is far ahead of anything of what most of the companies actually have. Yeah. So 2008, which is already how many years ago? What do we have? 17 years ago, right? Gartner wrote, "We are here today." Generally, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah? Okay, maybe they forgot one zone, which is here the clown zone. I added this, yeah. So that's 0. And you wouldn't believe how many are in 0. Yeah, it is like, yeah. If people say no, we don't need process models, yeah, that is, in my opinion, the clown zone. Because sorry, maybe it hurts you if I say this, but it is intended to hurt a little bit, because I cannot take the opinion of someone serious who says this. I'm sorry. Yeah, I respect the person, but I don't respect his opinion. So that's plainly said. That's what my opinion is. And yeah, we are here to discuss this, obviously. So, but you wouldn't believe how many are in zone 0. Yeah. Okay, but we made a poll in our live stream here, and it is, yeah, so how many of these companies you think are in which phases? Yeah. So this was the result of the poll in our live stream last time. We said most are process aware, many are acknowledge inefficiencies, yeah. Some have intra-process control, nearly none has inter-process control, and yeah, okay, then value control and agile structure. And that's the thing, because look, what do we need? Agile structure in a space of geopolitical and economical turmoil, and the world that is more or less changing. We need exactly this. Yes, it's not a luxury. It's something we need. So why is it that there's a big lack of it? Yeah. So we have this big zone here, this problem zone, so to say. Yeah. So what do we do with this? Yeah. How? And honestly, people say to me, "Frank, why are you talking about maturity, of process maturity? Nobody will listen to you." Yeah. They all think about SAP configuration. Yeah. Why are you talking about process maturity? Or people say to me, if I talk about process maturity, only 0.1% of people are listening to you, even listening. Yeah, okay. Then good luck. Then good luck with the turmoil that is going, the storms that are rising. Yeah, that's just a fact. Good luck. Yeah, I mean, I'm always willing to discuss with people who are willing to learn, who are willing to be consulted, and are open for consulting. But if people are stubborn and say, no, we don't need it, okay, then you don't need it. Then goodbye. Yeah. But if you think you can need it, process control, then you're right. And here, what do we do with this problem zone? Why is it so difficult to make progress? Yeah. On that scale, why is it so difficult? Yeah, it's difficult because our tool set, it's difficult because our mindset, and it's difficult because of our skill set. So we need all three. Yeah, we need mindset, tool set, skill set. And by the way, maybe we need the tool set. Yeah, because if we have the tool set, I find that people obviously fastly adapt their mindset. Yeah, because they like good tools. Yeah. And skill set, yeah, is something you can learn. But first you need the tool set. Yeah, I think that's the thing that we need. and we don't have the right tool set until now. Until now, and that's why we are sitting here and discussing. Because, so what we had a look at is actually when we do process modeling is we look at the inefficiencies. Yeah, we're trying to automate processes. Yeah, we're trying to like billing and like payment clearing, and these are processes that you can like automate. Yeah, there's this much talk about state of process automation and PPAPO and so on, and how can we automate this process. And and then you get maybe inter-process control and inter-process control. So traditionally, our focus in process management was in automating, making things more efficient, making things more, actually saving money, basically. Yeah. So letting it done by the computer instead of by humans. Yeah. And by this, making it more efficient, and humans, by the way, can do better things like this openly speaking monkey work. Yeah, so they can be more creative, which is good. So good, it's a good thing. But then you have a problem, because if you have a highly automated process, yeah, what do you do if that process breaks? Yeah, what do you do if things and events happen that are unexpected? Because then, all of a sudden, your highly automated process becomes a problem, because it is over-automated, so to say. Yeah. So, what do we do then? And what do we do if you don't have a centralized IT system? Yeah, we discussed this last time. Then you also have a problem. In a centralized IT system, you can have the process end-to-end. Yeah, we discussed this, and this is from SAP ERP system. Yeah, how the process looks like, at least one process instance. Yeah, so if you don't have an integrated ERP system, basically you are screwed. That's my opinion. Yeah, if you don't share my opinion, then you are free to argue with me. But yeah, so. This is from S/4HANA Cloud, also a process we discussed about this last time. So, that's what I said. The problem is this intermediate area is somewhat static. Yeah, it is static. You cannot easily adapt. So, what do you do if unexpected things happen? Yeah, if new tariffs are negotiated, if raw materials are not available, if chips are not available. If prices go up, prices go down, how do you adapt? Yeah, if the processes are static. Yeah, and by the way, that's why many don't go into process modeling or process management, because they think, okay, then I'm too static. No, you need agile processes, adaptive processes. ADAPRO, company name, adaptive processes. Okay, you understand it? Good. So, how do we do that? And that's the postmodern. Yeah. So this is about navigating the change. How do we do that actually? Which tools are available? Yeah. How do we have value control? How do we have agile structure? Is this not a contradiction in itself? Agile and structure. Yeah. Either I'm agile, then I have no structure, or I have structure, then I'm not agile. No, that's a misunderstanding. Yeah, because agile structure or adaptive structure is the right mixture between structure and agility. Yeah, for example, a car. Yeah, a car is a structure, but it is very agile. You can drive around with it. Yeah, instead of a house. Yeah, because a house is not movable. It's a not agile structure. A house is a not agile structure. I hope so, at least, yeah, that your house is not agile. But a car is an agile structure, yeah? So you need a moving structure, a structure that is able to compel you forward, yeah, to propel you forward, or a plane or something like this, yeah? So there are agile structures. Okay, now let me give you a demo. As you might know, let me see, this is our S/4HANA cloud system. So we have here billing documents, for example, yeah, and so what do we have? A lot of billing documents. Let's get this debit memo here, yeah, and then we can see within that, here we have the process flow. That's how it is called, process flow. Okay, then we can see what is happening with this one debit memo request. So we have this debit memo request. It has been cancelled. Yeah. Then afterwards, the invoice has been completed instead, and it is afterwards fully cleared, and this is not cleared. So you can see in one diagram what had happened to this one individual debit memo and debit memo request. So that, for example, shows you how the process adapted to the reality, but that's only one process. So what do we do if we have many processes like these here? Should I now click through all of them? That's going to be a lot of work. No, there are better ways, and better ways is this mining here. Yeah, process mining. And this is actually the same data coming from the same S/4HANA cloud system, yeah, extracted, and it is display. How many cases do we have here? So, and we can see how many paths we have. Yeah, so there's a lot happening from that system. And we have certain paths going. First, you have the grade billing, then you have grade billing document, you have the accounts receivable, or you have jumping back and forth, going that way, going this way, due date passed, yeah, clear accounts receivable. So we can analyze what actually happened from this. We can increase, decrease and here you can see how the system adapted to the reality. You can analyze it, yeah. So that is the area of process mining. So yeah, and what can we do also? We can do and have a look at these KPIs, yeah, that is generated from these process mining. So number of cases, in this case 8 here. Maybe we need to do a refresh. The average total cycle time, 1 week and 1 day. Percentage of cases with rework, yeah, it's quite low. Average cycle time over time. Here we can see how the cycle time develops over time, and so on and so on. So I'm not diving into detail in that, so we can see, we will do that at another time. But my main point is just this point. My main point is that okay, let me jump there. My main point is that we have now a solution, a tool set. Yeah, the tool set, I make this big, the tool set for this area here, which is not covered so far by most of the companies, that is the plug and grow cockpit. You've just seen some of the plug and grow cockpit that we have built on top of S/4HANA, SAP S/4HANA Cloud and SAP Signavio. And that offers the missing toolset. The missing toolset by which companies are enabled to move on in the missing area of agility and even value control. Yeah, you have seen the agility, that was how many of these variants of these processes exist, and how do we adapt this to the reality, and even let us discuss about adaptation in another live stream, because this is where the SAP competitors fail so drastically. Yeah, SAP is so much ahead of the competition, I cannot even tell you. Yeah, I must say. Yeah, so if anybody does ERP without SAP, I cannot understand it. Actually, I must say, yeah, you can do this. Of course, everybody has his free opinion, but and free market and whatever. But SAP is so ahead of the competition, you cannot believe it. Yeah, and with our plug and grow cockpit, that's built on top of SAP and SAP Signavio, SAP S/4HANA Cloud and SAP Signavio. It's exactly addressing this pain point. Yeah, of not being able to having the tool set to be agile and to have the value control. So that is closing the gap, actually. That is closing the gap. I will have more live streams about this also in the future. Okay, so are there questions? Maybe you want to ask a question, and you're welcome. If you didn't join at menti.com, use the code 25642579. So yeah, I get my coffee later after the live stream and before the team meeting. And I think that's, I wouldn't just model this in the process. But as we can see, adapting the process is key. Yeah, and yeah, the future is not so much about like rigidity, yeah, and max efficiency, yeah, because that is like over controlling. The future is more like navigating through the fog, actually. Yeah. So I don't know if you are a stock investor. I am, and really, if something happens, if in the White House or wherever, yeah, up and down, up and down. So maybe, and some of our customers also have to do this because they deal with raw materials, and raw materials are going up and down, and they have to hedge them, and so on and so on. So, and how about your business? How about the value of your own business? Yeah, do you have that? How do you navigate the value of your own business? Yeah, in such times in which it is decisive to navigate through the fog. So, what is left to protect? To safeguard the value of your company. It is protecting cash, it is protecting margin, it is protecting your USP. How do we do that? We dive into that in future live streams. So time is over. Thank you for joining. Love to have you here. And yeah, have a great day. Give feedback on LinkedIn if you like. Oh, there we got a question. Let me see. Is it complicated to learn the process model language? Oh, that's a very good question. I'll bring that up there. So let me answer that question. Is it complicated to learn the process model language? Let me demo it for you, because so let me close it. Actually, what you have seen at the beginning, that was actually the quick model. Yeah. So what you would do to learn it is first to start with the quick model, and the quick model is very, very easy. Yeah. So you just enter what you do and who does it. It's so simple, and the process model is generated automatically. Okay, now if it becomes more complicated, you need to have more of these modeling elements, more complexities. Okay, then you have to learn more. That's clear. Yeah, but actually we have trained so many people, and the thing is, this process modeling language is very intuitive. Before we had this process modeling language, which is called BPMN, it was hard to understand. We had difficult, but this is considered to be more easy. But yeah, still you have to invest a little bit. But I'll show you a secret now, maybe. Okay, it's become easier if you do this. Yeah, if you do this. Okay, I'll show you. This is maybe I'll dive into that in another live stream. It's called conformance. Yeah. So conformance, you can check if your process, yeah, in the real system, in the ERP system, fits with your process model. Yeah. So if you have some forgotten, for example, here the blue is the real, how it happened in the ERP system, and the other one is the how you draw it. Yeah. So that is also a great help of learning how to model. And yeah, but maybe we can have a separate live stream about that. So thank you for the question. And going back here, no, that's the timer. So time is over. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you maybe next week. I don't know. We will have more to dive into how we can protect our cash, how we can protect our margin, and how we can protect our USP, our unique selling point for the company, so that we can protect the value of the company, and not even protect, but even increase the value of the company.